Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. So today I'm with Kirt Singh today. So Kirt Singh's a younger Sikh. He goes to the Gurmat Samagam that I go to. And so he's from Surrey, BC. He's born in Surrey, BC. 15 years of age, correct? 15 years of age.
Yep.
And he's been talking to me for a while about how a lot of sings and singniya, sings and chorus, from a very young age, they are into Sikhi, and then sometimes they end up going the other way. For me, my example, in my case, pretty much what I'd like to say is, it's a bit different for me, right? Because I had gifts for about a year or so. My mom decided not to keep it and stuff, due to work and whatnot. But for the majority of my life, 80% of my life, I've been a munna. From the age of 1 all the way to 21, 22, I don't remember. It's been about 5 years or so since I've kept my case. But I ended up keeping my case afterwards. So it's very hard for me to relate. I can know some of the reasons. I've even posted on my YouTube some of the reasons why people may do that. But it's good to know from a Singh we've been talking about it for a bit, and I said, Gir Singh, there's not much that we can really do, right? There's not really much that we can do. If people cut their hair, they keep it. It's something that doesn't really affect me that much. Of course, thoda hunda hai, apne Singh, course, they're cutting their hair. It does affect that much. But again, you have to see it as hukum. But at the same time, I feel what I'm feeling is with a lot of the Canadian youngsters, the Canadian Sikhs, is they don't really have older Canadian role models that can speak and help them keep this. Some people on my YouTube channel videos, they have mentioned in the comments, hey, because of you, I've actually thought about keeping my case. Well, I want to keep my case now. I feel like we need more speakers that are actually Canadian born. When I was growing up, and especially, Gurpreet Singh uncle, right? Sheena uncle, yeah. When he was growing up, he said it was very whitewashed and people were hardly into Sikhi at that time. Even when I was growing up, most of the kids had their case cut 80 to 90%. But now, what we're seeing is a lot of kids actually have their case, but they're cutting it after. Yes. So one of the reasons is there might not be older role models that they can look up to. There's a variety of reasons, society and whatnot, but we will ask Kirt Singh. So Kirt Singh, when you see this happen, you said it does affect you, right? I want to ask, I know thoda mara affects all of us. I'm at that point where it doesn't really affect me as much. Thoda dukh penda hai, when you see us, there's becoming less of us, right? But I will say one thing is, if you ask Sheena uncle 15 to 20 years ago, there was hardly any Singhs that time. You could hardly see a pug. So it is better now. But I want to ask you, when you see this happening, when other people cut their hair that you know of and stuff, how does that feel for you? Can you just explain? I know you've talked to me, but if you just want to share a little bit more about why it feels to you, why do you feel it?
Huh?
Is it that you've always been a Singh, and when you're growing up with other people, they're Singhs too, and when they end up cutting their case, just go on, just share your feelings.
Yeah, my feeling is that when I see them cut their hair, right, people are going to be sad and stuff, right? Dukh honge. Je apne jire koi kis da akhe lage case kata dave.
Hanji.
And when I see them, right, I kind of also feel some little pain.
Yeah, of course.
I know, when we, it also comes, it gets into our head, right? It annoys us so much.
Yeah, of course, man. Of course.
And and it tells us, our brain tells us, right, that is going to, that we're going to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Right, that we're going to end up like them, right?
There's a little bit doubt. What if I end up like that, right?
Yeah, I get scared too. That what if I end up do the same thing, cutting my hair, trimming my beard?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want that.
So the thing is, you have a dar, right? Maybe these guys, they didn't really have the dar and they ended up doing it. But at the same time, it's very good. Remember we were talking about it yesterday, it's good to think about that they're cutting their hair. So it's something, it's like a little bit of care. You have care about the patha, which a lot of kids don't have. But at the same time, you don't want to get so involved into it where it's affecting you so much that it ends up going the other way, right? That people that you're like, oh, they're doing it. And then when you're growing up, because you're 15, you're still young. And do you go to Khalsa school?
Yes, I go to Khalsa.
Oh, okay. That's very good. So you're going to graduate from Khalsa school pretty much?
Yeah, I'm in grade 10 now. I have about 2 years left.
Hanji.
Yeah, I'm going to do that till grade 12.
And do you notice that people usually cut their hair during coastal school, or is it after when they go to college and university? That's when it happens.
Well, like when I was in grade 8, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the year, right, a lot of girls, right?
Yeah,
in my school, took off the dastara, and keep tying up their hair at the back, right?
Yeah.
And it was like it was like so much dukh.
Yeah.
Like like other people were getting, right?
Yeah.
And some of them also cut their hairs.
Yeah. And why do you think that is? Do you think it's because of society beauty standards of the West that they're possibly doing that peer pressure? Why do you think they're doing that? Like the girls, right? Because they're boys and girls, they might have different reasons. Why do you think girls are doing it?
Well, maybe because of fashion.
Fashion, yeah. Whatever's seen on TV and stuff, right? That's what they want to follow.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's definitely thing. And what would you say the reason for a lot of the guys doing it? Why would they be doing it?
Well, maybe because it depends, right? Like if their family, like their parents are Amrishak or not, right?
Yeah.
And I think the reason the guys they do it because they meet up a girl and stuff, right? And then the girl makes them cut their hair and stuff, right?
Yeah. That's definitely a reason. They might do it because of girls. They might do it because they want to look cool and stuff. But at the same time, if they are doing it for a girl, Singhs usually, when women are looking for husbands, they'll usually look for Singhs because Singhs have the qualities that have a husband. But if you're just looking for a boyfriend for time pass and ruining your time, they like the monne, manmuk type guys. So that's definitely something that we can look at. But yeah, it is definitely a dukwala gal that they're doing that and stuff. And you say for a lot of the girls, you say it's around grade 8, right? So around grade 8, they're probably turning around 16. They're turning into high school. Like the pressure and stuff's happening.
Like it depends. It depends on the friend circle, their company they get, the type of company they're getting.
Sangat, right? Yeah. So the thing is, if you stop going to Sangat, then that will happen. So I know a lot of people do go to Sangat, and then they tend to stop coming. Right? Do you notice that they stop coming, and that's when they start to fall off?
Yeah.
When they stop going to Sangat, yeah. And at the same time, you have to look at it. I know it affects you in a bit, but you have to look at it this way. It's almost like Waiguru's kill, right? The thing is, what we're doing is like parchar, right? It's like, at the same time, Guru Sahib's giving us this hukam to, this kirpa to talk about, the seva and a sort. So definitely it is Waiguru's kill, but there's definitely, when we're speaking up, they're seeing you, a young Singh, 15-year-old, right? You're concerned about, people cutting their hair and stuff. Me being a Mona and then keeping my case after, you were just surprised. You're like, what? I was like, you're like Mona before. But the thing is, there's like, for my parvar, they eat meat, my alcohols in my family, like in my rishtadari, they cut their hair. I'm the only from all my cousins on my dad's side and my mom's side, I'm the only keshatari, right? And I kept my case. So there's a lot of households that the parents are not Amartari, they're not really into Sikhi, and the kid ends up keeping it. Like China, Gurbi China uncle, he's similar story of him. And then of course you're gonna have kids that are in Amartari families that end up doing it. So it's a guru's kill, right? At the end of the day,
it's Guru, whatever is happening is happening. Guru Sahib Ji's hukam.
Guru Ji's hukam, exactly. But definitely by youngsters, like I'm not a youngster, like auntie, they thought I'm like 18 or 19. There's reason I kind of look young is probably because I didn't really have too much shaitani on my mind when I was growing up. I've always been pure. I don't want to say pure. Pola is a better word, right?
Yeah.
But the one thing that we can do is, if you know why Sikh increased so much in the UK? It's not because of Indian-born Sikhs. Is because of England-born Sikhs, basic Sikhi, Jagraj Singh, that they speak up. And Sikhi amongst the England-borns is so much. That's what we, the ones that care about it, that us Canadian-born Sikhs, we need to step forward, talk about it. If we want to see Sikhi expand, definitely the Indian-born Sikhs, they know about it. They're from India. They can definitely guide us.
Yeah, that's
but
like that's our Guru on the Dharti.
Hanji, Guru on the Dharti, exactly. But from Punjab, right? But the thing is, the ones that are born here, second generation, like me and you, our parents came here, their first generation, second generation, third generation, fourth generation. When they hear us speak, some of them might not know a lot of words in Punjabi. So to target that audience, it's up to us. Not just me and Kirat Singh.
Yes.
It's also up to you guys. I know I have a lot of Canadian viewers. It's up to you guys too. If we want Sikhi to thrive, flourish here, it's something that we need to do. we need to do as a panth, right?
Yeah.
You're a young kid. You know, you're taking a lot of care in this, right? Yeah. It's good. I know when I was asking you about it, you were kind of hesitant to be on video and stuff, but we're not doing anything wrong, right?
Yeah.
So, was there anything else that you kind of wanted to raise on the topic about like people cutting their hair or this and that? Is there anything else that you're kind of noticing that you wanna bring up? Yeah, that you wanna bring to attention? Is there anything that else is on your mind about like hair or any topics that we kind of missed that's on your mind? Because the show's yours now, the spotlight's yours. Yeah.
Well, me, like, you know, I do, like, you know, I do a lot of VAM, right?
Yeah.
Like, if any single hairy, like, you know, from my body, you know, gets, you know, I used to do a lot of VAM before, but not anymore now, right?
Hanji.
Well, Guru Sahib ji says that do not VAM na karyo, right? Jad di kala vich rehna chahida.
Hanji.
And you know, I be like very careful every time, right? If like any hair from my body, like my case or my dadi, any hair from my body, right? If it were, you know, break and stuff, right? I would be like, you know, very hurt and stuff, right?
Oh, you're like, oh, galti de naal na ho jave, this and that, right?
Yeah.
See, that's the thing is, you're in so much payout of your case that you're even thinking if it breaks off, this and that, oh, what if I did a kuret, right?
Yeah.
Whereas people are just cutting it just like that. So the thing is, I see where your worry comes from, that you're like, oh, what if they did it? I don't want to do it. But look at it. You're even scared that if your case breaks. So what makes you think that you're going to cut it after, right? You know, galti de na ho janda, you know, Guru Sahib's always forgiving and stuff. But at the same time, it's kind of like their kismet that they're doing that and stuff, right?
Yep.
What are some other reasons do you think that people might go on this direction, cut their case, go away from Sikhi, become like Gore type, whitewashed? What makes you think? What are some other reasons you think that they might be doing that?
Like, you know, following the
Western culture, or just cutting their case, or just anything in general, just anything that pushes them away from Sikhi. What do you think might cause it? Like you mentioned, girls, fashion, right? So society and stuff. What else do you think? You were talking about Maya.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to explain a little bit about what you mean by that, Maya?
Maya's like, you know, basically like you're making the world go mad, right?
Yeah, Maya's making the world go mad. Palekha chapa danda Maya, right?
Yeah.
Hanji.
And like ਸਾਡਾ ਮਨ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਮਨ ਆਪਣਾ ਨਾ ਪੁੱਠੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਕਰਾਉਣ ਦੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈ
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ
ਜਮਾ ਹਾਂਜੀ.
See that's the reason is that's why sangat is so important. Remember we mentioned
sangat is very important.
Sangat, once you don't have sangat, that's when people fall off Sikhi. Like for myself, in terrace I don't really have a lot of sangat. I was going, when you're amritari and stuff and you don't have sangat, it affects you big time, right?
Yeah.
And that's where the topic comes back at, is without sangat, Maya will grab you, and that's when you fall off.
Yeah, like, you know, like your Sikhi goes away.
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah.
Yeah, sangat is very important to do. If we don't do any sangat and stuff, right? Just, you know, then our Sikhi doesn't last that long.
Bilkul.
Yeah, like sangat is where basically, right, we get to have more knowledge.
Yeah.
And come closer to Guru Sahib. For example, like, you know, Sikhi is basically like you know, plants, right?
Yeah. Like
flowers, right? But we need to water them, and same thing as Sikhi, right?
Yeah.
In order for our Sikhi to grow, we need to water it with sangat.
Bilkul.
And if we don't do it, then we end up in a, like, you know, like Maya the Jah, like Vakara and stuff.
Especially when you're a teenager and stuff, and you're going to school, especially after college, you meet different types of people. That's why sometimes on the weekends, right? The weekends is sangat, right?
Weekends
and
3 days a week.
Yeah. And what do you call it? Yeah, sangat is very important, right?
Yeah.
Because when you don't have sangat on Fridays and Saturdays, that's when parties usually happen. Hey man, you want to go party and stuff? It's Friday, Saturday, let's do that, right? So once they go to the parties and stuff and they forget sangat, because they're like, oh, I never tried this, you know, this must be fun, right? But you know, it's peer pressure, right? But at the same time, you know, man karta, ki hoga, this and that, and then, you know, in Maya they get caught in there and they go down that path and they mess up. Have you ever seen someone that was in sangat that ended up cutting their case and going down that path, and now they kind of regret doing that, but it's hard for them to come back? Have you seen anyone that's kind of like that's kind of regretted cutting their case after 5-6 years that you've seen?
So far, no, not yet, right?
Yeah.
Well, there was like, you know, like there's some people that I know in my school,
Yeah.
right? They cut their hair, right?
Yeah.
Like some of them used to be Amritari,
Yeah.
right? And then they used to like, you know, seva as well, like, you know, like some of them were also from different like religious school, like, you know, Sikh Academy, Gobind Sarwar,
Hanji.
GAD Guru Nanak Dev Elementary, right?
Yeah.
Any other school like Dashmir School, Khalsa School,
Yeah.
right? Went to those type of religious schools, right? Doing a lot of seva,
Hanji.
and now then they end up in a Vakara, like Maya Danjal, doing karata.
Yeah. And the regret, like the regret and stuff. Did you notice that any of them end up regretting it? They're like, because I know a lot of people when they end up cutting their kids, they kind of get hurt about it initially, but after Maya just catches them off. But I've known Sikhs that have actually regretted after time. They're like, some students, they're like, oh, we regretted, keep my kids and stuff. But the thing is, Maya's entrapped them so much is that they just can't keep it afterwards, right?
Yeah, that's like, you know, basically like, you know, the Maya like is our like man, right?
Yeah.
Man tells us to do a lot of putki.
Manmukh and Gurmukh. There's a difference.
Different. Gurmukh is basically like Gur Sikhs, right? Doing
Yeah.
Sikhi Ali Sangat.
Hanji.
Manmukh is basically like listening to your man and not listening to what, you know, like Guru Sahib Ji says.
Hanji.
Just listening to our, you know, man.
Yeah. And the thing is, Manmukhs will listen to their man, even though I don't really, like a lot of people like, I know you're a Gurmukh. But it's hard for me to say I'm a Gurmukh because sometimes I do listen to my man, sometimes I do listen to the Guru, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, I feel like I'm a Manmukh trying to approach being a Gurmukh.
Yes.
That's what we should be, because there's very different stages of one. One is a Manmukh that's totally a Manmukh. They will listen to their mind, whatever it says. And that's a total Manmukh. They have no regards to what the Guru says. They're like, Dil Saf. They're just like Dil Saf. And Dil Saf on each other. They just do whatever they want. The second is a Manmukh. They're like in between. They're like a Manmukh that's trying to be a Gurmukh. Sometimes they end up being Manmukh. Sometimes they end up being a Gurmukh.
Yeah.
But they're fighting that struggle. One's a Gurmukh that listens to the Guru strictly, right? And there's obviously different levels and stuff. But the thing is, the thing we have to realize is most of the dunya is living a Manmukh type lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
Most of the dunya is living a Manmukh style lifestyle, and there's a few people that are doing Sad Sangat, Gurmukh Sangat. So that's where the fight is going. If we do more Manmukh Sangat, Sada Man will be more of a Manmukh. If we do more Gurmukh Sangat, right? Gursikh Sangat, we will become more Gurmukhs. So at the end of the day, we answered the question. Remember, we were talking about it. Oh, why is this happening? This and that. The main thing is Sangat. If you don't have Sangat, you'll fall off.
Yeah.
Right?
That's why it's very important, right, to do Sangha.
Yeah, but that's where it comes down. Is a lot of people say Guru Sahib is doing everything, right? Guru Sahib's breaking them. Guru Sahib is joining them. But the one thing is, the part where I kind of disagree to it is maaf karo if I'm galt. But Guru Sahib's also given us a mind, right? A lot of people say, well, our life is based off hukam, God's command, right? Guru ka Sahib karanda jo karda hai.
Yeah, like, you know,
Kismet, right? Sorry, I'll let you go after. Kismet, destiny, jira sada destiny, they sade pichhle karm, whatever we did in our past lives. Yes, definitely. But Guru Sahib also gave us a damag.
Yeah,
Guru Sahib also gave us a damag.
Definitely.
Hanji, you were going to say something. Sorry, I cut you off. I just had to finish my train of thought. Yeah.
My bad.
Mm.
I was going to say that, as soon as you get Amrit Shak, right, Guru Sahib Ji, Guru Sahib Ji basically writes down if you're going to chop it or not. Like, if you go
cut your gaze or
cut your gaze or cut your dadi and stuff,
yeah.
right? And it basically says in Guru Sahib Ji's says in Guru Sahib Ji's Bani, Jev jo hukam to divkar.
Hanji.
Whatever orders happening from God, right? It's just gonna happen. There's nothing we could do.
Hanji.
Nobody, none of us can go against Vaheguruji's wish.
Hanji. That's definitely true, but I definitely feel like we have our own. If we pray to Waheguru, and it's very deep. It's very deep, Garrett Singh, and it's very deep. It's a very deep topic. But I definitely feel like, you know, for the Sangat that is watching, that Sangat Jio, you know, it is a Guru's hukam, you know, Guru Sab's, if Kirpa is going to happen, it's definitely going to happen. But koshish sanu karna pena hai, right? Just like when you're going to write a test, right?
Yeah.
If you just pray, the thing is also said, a lot of Gursikhs also mentioned, Guru Sahib only helps those who help themselves. So the thing is, if you just pray, hey, help me pass this test, and you don't study, you don't help yourself, you will fail. Even though you pray to Guru Sahib, the chance of you passing is very difficult. Praying to Guru Sahib, he gives us support. He gives us strength, right? Sanu strength dinda te sanu support dinda ya.
Yes.
That strength and support we do, and then we do this thing, we do our hard work. We take his courage, his strength with us to do the thing. But if we don't do anything ourselves, we don't put the hard work in, for question, we have to do our bani, we have to do our simran. I'm saying this myself. Even I'm not perfect, right? Sometimes we don't do our simran. But vachara is very important, because when you do vachara, when you speak, your subconsciously, your mind is thinking too. So when we're speaking, we're also speaking to our subconscious as well, right? Although we're not perfect, but subconsciously speaking, it goes towards your mind. Hanji, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੁਝ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਸੀ? Or you gonna say?
ਕੁਝ ਨਹੀਂ, ਮੈਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਕੁਝ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਸੀ, ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਬਸ ਇਹੀ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਕਿ ਆਪਣਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆਪਣਾ ਵਿਚਾਰਾ, ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਹੋਰ ਕਰੀਏ, then ਸਾਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਨਾ knowledge ਮਿਲਦੀ ਹੈ.
Of course. No, vicharan de naal, that's why vicharan de lord bahut hai. Vichara helps you a lot with clearing out doubts, even though you know what you should be doing. Vichara with another Gursikh helps you agge jaake. It helps you go further, right?
Yeah.
Because sometimes you just need that little bit of boost, right? Sometimes you already know what's happening, but when you talk with other Gursikhs, it helps you give that little boost that we'll need. That's the only thing that you're gonna get with Sangat, right? If you go with Manmukhs, they'll be like, Chal, it's okay. They'll bring you down. They'll bring you to places where you shouldn't be.
Yeah, definitely.
Pubs, clubs, this and that, right? That's why I'm saying, like, you know, if you're a Gursikh, just stay strong. But that's all that I have from my side. Was there anything else that you wanted to raise, Kirat Singh, while you're here?
Well, like different topic?
Yeah, like a different topic or anything that's related to this.
I was just gonna say, right, that, you know, like the people that I knew, right, who were those, you know, those Singhs and Singhinis who are over 18. Yeah. And 18 and over. Hanji. Right, most of them are about 75 to 80%, right, are gone, and there's only few of them left that I know. Hanji. That are still Amritari.
Have you seen anyone that's been a Munna that came to Sangat and then kept their case? Have you seen those type of individuals?
In this Gurma Samagam?
It doesn't matter, or in general. Have you known people that were Munne and then ended up keeping their case?
Then getting Amrshak?
Amrshak or keeping case doesn't matter, either or.
Well, you know, I do know, right? Like, you know, like he's my Tayaji, right? He lives in Abbotsford. Hanji. He's my dad's Puwa da Munda. Hanji. Right? Palvinder Singh. Hanji. Like, you know, he was like Monna that time, right? Yeah. He has one sister. Yeah. And there are only two siblings, one brother, one sister.
And he kept his case, eh?
He kept his case, right? Then after, you know, because he wanted to get Amritari, right? He wanted to be a Gursikh. Hanji. Then after that, you know, he went to... Then after, like, my Pua, right? My dad's Pua, right? Was Amrshak before as well. Yeah. Then my Tayaji, my Tai, right? They all were gone to India. And their kids, right? Were also gone to India, right? And stuff, right? Like, they were gone for a wedding too. Yeah. Then after, like, they were gone for a wedding. That's the reason why they went. And they also wanted to get Amrshak over in India. But then after that, you know, my Tai got Amrshak, right? My Taya's a sister, right? Also got Amrshak. Even her son also got Amrshak. Oh, yeah. But my Taya's kids, like my dad's Pua, de Pote and Potis, like three grandsons. Yeah. Ek Pota and do Potiyan, right? They're not Amrshak yet, right? And like Maharaj no pata that, you know, je Bakshla.
One thing I want to say is, like, when you're a Singh, right? When you're already a Singh, it's very hard to meet people that were Munne before and kept their case. for my example, when I started, before I came to Sikhi, I was a Mona at that time. I was looking very into Sikhi, and naturally, I started to meet people that were Monne before and became good Sikhs after. That only happened when I came towards Sikhi, right?
Yes.
That's another thing. When you're a Mona, and I'm pretty sure a lot of Monne that are watching right now that became Singhs after, you guys know that once we start to look into Sikhi, we start to naturally meet. I met so many people online, in person, that were Monne before and became Singhs after. What might make it difficult for you is you're already Singh from start, so it's hard to find that after. But I know so much people that were Singhs before and then kept their case after. If you check my Instagram, it's hacked now, unfortunately. My old account, it has about 497 or 465 followers or whatever, but you'll see a lot of people on some of my posts. I put on some of my posts back to Sikhi posts. There's 3 of them. They were Monne before and they became Singhs after. So there's definitely people like that. I know people in Surrey that are like that. So
for example, like Gurpreet Singh, right?
Yeah,
he got Amrit Shak in 2007, right? About 15 to 16 years ago.
Yeah.
And
that's what I'm saying.
Before he got Amrit Shak, right, he was like a Monna. And that,
of course, we all know that, right? These guys already know this, right?
Yeah, he also put a picture, right? In a video, I saw that as well, right? One of your posts, right, on YouTube.
And that's the thing, is you have to see us, like, you didn't even know I was a Monna before until we met after, and then you figured out later. Same if you already knew about Sheena Uncle because he was already here.
Yeah.
But the thing is, there's so many people that are walking out there, like uncles, aunties, or even youth, Canadian born, that are out there that are my age and stuff.
Are Manmuks.
That not that are Manmuks, man. Not that are
some of them.
That's
yeah.
But let me finish what I was gonna say. There's so many uncles, aunties out there that you may not know that people or that are walking around, or people that are my age that are walking around there, that you wouldn't even know that before these people cut their case or they took Amrit, or they were not Amritari before, and they're walking around, they keep case, right? The thing is, you have to look at this. There's people that are born in Sikh families. You have to look at this. Guru Nanak Dev Ji's kids didn't even choose his path, right?
Yes.
That's well known. We should look at that for a thing. But some people that were the Hindu faith, Muslim faith, they became Sikh. Same thing that we're seeing is some of our Punjabis are falling off, but at the same time, you have to see Sikh bani jande. Prabh Simran Singh from our Singh, right?
Yeah.
Prabh Simran Singh. We have there's Kale Singhs in America of different races. They're becoming Sikh. So the thing is, are we actually declining? Not necessarily, because some people leave, some people go. So it's just a process. And the thing is, we have to remember that Guru Sahib made this month. It'll never die. Sikhi will never die.
Not until the universe ends.
That's what Sheena Uncle told me. He's like, if Sikhi finishes, the world is finished. Simple as that.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll end it off here. If we said anything wrong, Bolchak maaf karna. And we'll end it off here. Thanks for having you here. Hopefully we have you for other videos possibly, but we'll see if Guru Sahib allows that.
Yes.
We'll end it off here. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru